Hello, I'm Mario Anderson, and welcome to In Focus Kentucky, where we take a look at issues that matter to you right here in the Bluegrass State, and we'll talk with the lawmakers, community organizers, and people like you who help shape those policies. On today's episode, we are broadcasting from Beechwood High School and sharing how teachers, students, and local elected officials are thanking and honoring veterans. Now, Tri-State Veterans Community Alliance is an independent, veteran-led nonprofit organization dedicated to serving veterans within a 16-county region as they transition from military to civilian life. And joining me to talk more about that organization is John Clancy, who is the president and CEO of the organization. Thanks so much for joining us here on In Focus Kentucky. Talk about your organization for viewers that may not be aware of the services you all provide, but also just what you all do for the northern Kentucky area and also parts of Cincinnati.
Sure, thank you for having me. We are the Tri-State Veterans Community Alliance, or TVCA, and we are an independent, veteran-led, nonprofit organization. And our mission is to make sure every veteran has the opportunity for a successful transition from military service to civilian life. We are the backbone organization for the Cincinnati region, to include northern Kentucky. We partner with over 200 different organizations to better align the resources that are available for veterans.
And share with us, we are obviously doing a special broadcast from Beechwood High School in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. So this full school was out for a very important event that your organization was a part of. So share with us about that event and why it was important to host that here.
Sure. Well, Beechwood did an outstanding job honoring veterans today. It was great to see all the student body out there, the kids out there really paying attention. They seemed like they were really engaged to the veteran stories that were being shared. And then, for us, it's a really important opportunity to interact with the community and to get support from our corporate partners, particularly Charter Communications and Spectrum. We are an independent organization, and we do not try to compete with any of our partner organizations. We want to support them, not compete with them. So we don't apply for any state or federal funding, and so we need corporate support, the support of our corporate partners to do the mission we do. So this was a very important day for us.
And we'll talk more about the partnerships in a moment, but talk about some of the specific services that you all offer for those that are in the military and those who have served our country.
Sure. So we run a veteran and processing center. So every veteran that comes to the Cincinnati region on either side of the Ohio River should come through our processing center so that our veteran liaisons can triage them, find out if they have any emergency needs, employment needs, questions about benefits or disability claims, and then we can network them with all our support organizations to get them the best service they can. We don't try to duplicate the effort of any of our partner organizations. We try to fill gap needs when we see them. And we do that sometimes on the employment side with junior officers, senior enlisted, to make sure they're not underemployed when they make that transition to the civilian life. We also work on the national scale. So I had the opportunity to testify before Congress in January regarding veteran homelessness. We've worked with the House Veteran Affairs Committee to draft legislation. It's H.R. 5649. It was the Veteran Transition Act of 2018. It passed the House of Representatives. It's going to be voted on in the Senate in the first quarter of 2019. It enhances the Transition Assistance Program for veterans and funds a pilot study to look at veteran collaboratives like us to see the effectiveness of making this connection with the DoD vertically, build a pipeline to our community of veterans.
And how many veterans are you all working with on any given year?
Right, so we help approximately 500 veterans a year currently. So since the Veteran and Processing Center has been open, we've helped over 1,500 veterans, and the economic benefit for that, to put dollars to it, is over $6 million of economic benefit to the community.
And then we touched on the partnerships and the importance of that earlier, but how truly crucial is having corporate sponsors, local sponsors, to be a part of this mission that you are doing?
It's tremendous. When we have a veteran transition to our community, one of the biggest things they need is the networking piece. And a lot of our corporate partners have veteran liaison groups inside of their corporation. So we can network these veterans to our community through through all these employers, and that's one way it helps. The other way it helps is the funding side of it that I mentioned earlier. Because we don't get any state or federal funding, we need the support of our corporate partners in that regard.
And for viewers that watch our program and want to learn more about your organization, where can they go to find out more details on that?
The best way to do it is through our website, tristatevca.org, or our Facebook page, Tri-State Veterans Community Alliance. We have all the information on both those two sites.
Well, John, we really appreciate your time joining us once again for this special broadcast that we're doing from Beechwood High School in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, but also the work that you are doing for Northern Kentucky and also the greater Cincinnati region.
Thank you. It's a privilege being here.
And I really encourage you and inspire each of you to move forward and find a veteran, get involved with veterans. It's easy to say thank you for your service, and we appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. But when you really go out of your way and you give of your time and your talent to our veterans, getting involved with the veterans organization, or even at the VA.
We're just getting started here on In Focus Kentucky. Coming up next, Kentucky State Representative Diane St. Onge returns to In Focus Kentucky to share why supporting veterans is important to her. That's next. But first, a look at your Weather on the Ones forecast is coming up.